Good. All right. Good morning, guys. Today I will be talking about all things nutrition and travel. This is something that I've always struggled with throughout the years, especially it seems like when we go down to my in-laws, uh, it's just I get way off track. My mother-in-law is a really good cook and baker, and just, I don't know, it's like the smells consume me and I go balls to the walls. At least I have in years past. But I feel like this past year gotten a better handle on it. So I'm going to just share some things that I've done more recently and just some things that I think, things to consider when you're traveling, or even these would be like things that if you're having busy weeknight sports, some of these things you could even incorporate during the week. So like all these, previous classes, it seems like the biggest thing with nutrition is planning. So, and mindset. So remember, mindset is in everything. When you're going to be traveling or going on vacation, decide how you're going to make your nutrition work for you. You got to decide, are you going to stick with your healthy habits, or are you going to take a break? While you're on vacation. So are you going to take a break for the weekend if you're going away for a week? Are you going to just kind of take a break, enjoy the vacation, and then, when you get back home, resume your healthy habits? Remember, when you are on vacation, hunger isn't an emergency. So, I mean, if there isn't a healthy choice, if you have water, just take a sip, you're not going to die because you're hungry. And then consider your minimums when you're on vacation. So what are you going to be your minimums for each day? Are you going to drink, your half your ounces in body weight? Are you going to try getting a workout in? Are you going to aim for 2 healthy meals? Are you going to, try to get a fruit and vegetable with every meal? Just kind of something to consider there. Aim for better, not perfect. So, if you are traveling and, food, you're not in control of, your food choices, or like, at least preparing the meals, try choosing, the best options. It might not be perfect, but, if you have a bagel and a donut, maybe shoot for like half, and then pair it with some fruit. It's enjoy yourself. It's vacation, you're traveling. Again, choose better. Don't beat yourself up if you're not perfect, and sticking with your plan 100%. To begin with, like I said, it's all about prepping and planning. So, as far as food prepping, pack some snacks. It's going to prevent you from getting overly hungry at meal times, and it'll help you feel leveled and satisfied throughout your day. So, types of snacks that you can pack in your bag, or like in your suitcase cooler: jerky, nuts, either pre-portioned, the little 100 cal packs, or if you're at home and you buy like a big bulk bag of nuts, pre-portioning them out, your Shakeology packets, beach bars, hummus, fruit, apples, grapes, oranges, anything that's you can put in a Ziploc baggie, or like, an apple and you can just, bite into it, or an orange you can peel. Veggies like mini peppers, carrots, cucumbers, celery, all good vegetables that you can pack with you and take with you while you're traveling. The little tuna packets might not be the best smelling, but I mean, if you're a tuna fan, I like tuna. So I thought that was kind of a great idea. And, it's a good source of protein. Cheese, so like string cheese, or like the little cubed blocks of cheese. Oatmeal. And I actually did this 2 weeks ago when we were camping with my in-laws. I made overnight oats. So I got them prepared before we left, and I made overnight oats, and that was my breakfast each morning. So, they had their like monkey bread, or, their egg bakes, and I just grabbed my overnight oats, and there was fruit, and I grabbed, some fruit, and that's what I paired it with. So just kind of thinking ahead as far as, something like that. Other things, hummus, that's a good source of fat. Popcorn is my downfall. And I traveled with popcorn we've been gone the past 2 weekends. This is the first weekend I've been home in the past 2 weeks. We went camping with my in-laws 2 weeks ago. And then last week we went up to my brother's cabin, but I love popcorn. And what I do is I just buy like the popcorn seeds, and then I get like the brown paper lunch bags, and I put in like 2 tablespoons of popcorn seeds, and then you fold down the brown paper bag. Now this is only if you have access to, I've only done it in a microwave, and then you put it in the microwave for like 2 minutes, listen for it, the popping to stop. And then you have like a healthy air popped popcorn. So I actually did that when I was camping, had popcorn around the campfire. And then last weekend, I had popcorn in the cabin. So that was just kind of an idea there. As far as also, when you're going to a different state, doing some research and scoping out your surroundings. So earlier this year, we went to Florida, to St. Petersburg, and my sister and I love like smoothie bars. We have a couple here in Green Bay, and we like, kind of like the thick, like it's almost like those acai bowls, like, like a really thick Shaco bowl with like the toppings. So she did some research, and we actually went to 2 different smoothie bars. So just kind of researching, where you're at, like if you're going to be like in Florida, Googling, just healthy restaurants, and then looking at the menu, and just seeing if it's something that you'd want to try out. So we actually tried out 2 of those, and it was fun. Grocery store. When we were in Florida earlier this year, we actually stayed at this hotel that had like a kitchenette. So we stopped at a grocery store, and we probably looked pretty ghetto because this was like a trip done on the cheap. So we went to a grocery store, and we bought veggies, fruit, crackers, and like tuna pouches, bread. And we had paper bags and stuff like that. And I think we were waiting for either like the Free City bus or like an Uber to take us back, because we were like 2 miles away from the hotel. So, I mean, you make it work. Salsa, fruit, crackers, all things that you can get from, the grocery store, to kind of, if you like, again, have that little kitchenette to, have some healthier options in the hotel. I had to jot down my notes, so I kind of stayed somewhat in order. When you're choosing snacks, when you're planning, try shooting for like protein and, fat. So like the tuna, the beach bars, your Shakeology, hummus, guac, because, the protein and the fats digest slow, and they're going to keep you full longer. So just kind of something to think about when you're, reaching for a snack or a meal. And then try to start your day off right nutritionally, because that's going to set the tone for the rest of the day. So if you start, at least for me personally, if I'm going to start the day with a donut, the donut's not going to fill me up. I'm really going to probably reach for a half dozen more donuts, and then it's going to spiral out of control. But if you start the day off on the right foot, and, you either have your overnight oats, or you make your Shakeology, you have some fruit, you get in some movement, it's going to make those healthier choices kind of go, into either the next snack or the next meal. And it'll kind of help you set your tone for the day. Again, loading up on protein when you're traveling, at least for me, there's going to be a lot of carbs, there's, at least where the people I'm traveling with, like the in-laws, there's always lots of bags of chips, lots of bread, lots of, all that kind of stuff. So look for good sources of protein, hard-boiled eggs, your Shakeology, yogurt, Greek yogurt. If it's breakfast time or lunchtime, ham, chicken, turkey, stuff like that, if there's options like that, depending on, what type of traveling you're doing. I did this 2 weeks ago, making it a goal of 2 healthier meals. So again, it's aiming for better, not perfect. So I decided to try shooting for 2 healthier meals. So, that typically was breakfast and lunch. Because, if you can at least get 75% of your nutrition off on the right foot, and then, your third meal can be something fun, or, something, that you're going to enjoy, because it is vacation and it's all about balance. It's not about deprivation. It's, maintaining some healthy habits, but then still treating yourself. Um, Different ideas for healthier meal options, breakfast, Shakeology and fruit, hard-boiled eggs. If you're going to a restaurant, omelets, scrambled eggs, um, like I don't know how they like poached eggs, lunch and dinner, loaded salads. So then for that third meal, let's say, dinner is going to be a fun dinner, then, for lunch, aim for a loaded salad. Or if you want your lunch to be, kind of a more fun lunch, well then dinner, load up on either, a loaded salad, or like hibachi, or, like fajita vegetables, something like that. Remember to eat slow. I have a tendency, even at home, to eat fast, and just remember, it's okay. Set your fork down, enjoy it. If you are going to a restaurant, splitting entrees. I mean, this is something that I never did before, because I like to eat. I love food, but I mean, the portions are huge, and then you leave the restaurant feeling stuffed and just kind of like, ugh, you want to go back to the hotel or the camper and just not do anything. So my husband and I have been splitting more entrees, and just, you're left feeling satisfied, and you're not, you're feeling better about your decisions. So, and then you can probably get the dessert, or, the little treat later on, the ice cream or whatever, because you didn't have the big old hamburger, you had half of it. So then you don't have to feel as guilty. Try aiming for low cal or fresh when you can. So, fresh is always best. So, when you're traveling, if, there's, farmers markets, fresh fruits, vegetables, load up on all that good stuff. Alcohol in moderation. Just, especially, I don't know, like camping, depending on what type of camping you're doing. I mean, you could start popping the cans, afternoon. At least that's what we do in Wisconsin. But it's like, just chill. And just, if you are going to have some drinks, maybe do a drink of, your favorite choice of beverage, and then follow it up with some water, kind of just something to remember there. Speaking of water, hydration when you're traveling, bringing a water bottle with you. When you're flying, you can't bring a full water bottle, at least when you go through security. But then after you get through security, and you can fill it up from at least the bubbler, or getting a water bottle from one of the convenience things and filling it up in yours, always, then you have water on the flight, and then you're not paying for it. And then when you are traveling, bringing that water bottle with you. And then I read somewhere, like a metal water bottle, because then it keeps the water cold, and cold water is just more refreshing. I don't know. So just another idea. If you're staying with friends and family, offering to make a meal, or bringing food. This is, it can be tricky, because you don't want to make them feel bad, with their food choices. But this is something I actually started to do more recently, just because, like I said, going to my in-laws, it was always balls to the walls. She's a really good baker. So, I mean, I smell her sugar cookies, and I want to eat them all. So my mother-in-law, was working. My father-in-law is retired. So when we went down at Christmas time, I offered to make 2 dinners. So I was in control of dinner. So, I was able to make, a healthier dinner option. And then, making them feel included, not excluded. So you don't want it's only going to be weird if you make it weird. So like when I went camping this past weekend, I went over to the cooler, I grabbed my mason jar of overnight oats, and I didn't make a big deal about it. I just grabbed it, And then I sat, back down, and I went to the table and grabbed some fruit, and then, just had my oats and my fruit. And I didn't make it like, oh, I'm going to go grab my oats, and while you guys are eating your monkey bread and homemade maple donuts, because then that would make them feel bad. So I just, someone said something about my oats, like, oh, what do you have there? And I'm like, oh, I just made some overnight oats. And it wasn't that weird. I thought it could have been way worse, but it wasn't. So, and then as far as bringing food, we tend to be more snacky on vacation. So just, bringing stuff to share. So we brought, the past 2 weekends, lots of mini peppers and carrots, and some of the stuff, when you're everybody has different taste buds. So like my in-laws, aren't big. Well, they must not buy mini peppers, but we brought mini peppers and everybody was eating them, so just like different stuff, and everybody was enjoying them, and some, hummus. Let's see. Staying active. I know it's not really nutrition wise. Any nutrition and anything is going to be, that's going to get you the results, and, what's really going to be the key to, our success with our goals. But when you are traveling, being active. So this 2 weeks ago, again, just because I've done more, traveling with summer and stuff, downloading workouts. So when I was camping, we have no cell service. I kid you not. We were like way down. I mean, I don't even know what they're called. Big hills. We're way on the bottom. No internet. So I downloaded a couple workouts from MBF and 21 Day Fix. And my husband and I went to this abandoned tennis court, and we did a 21 Day Fix cardio. I think cardio fix. And she whipped our butts, and we got it done first thing in the morning. And it felt great, just starting the day off with movement. Again, starting your day off strong, it's going to keep building those healthy habits, throughout the day. We did that Saturday, Sunday. We decided to go for a walk. So, the two of us got up early. We went for like a 4-mile walk, came back, and then, that was it for the day. We didn't do any, then we just enjoyed the rest of the day. So, either doing a beach body workout, or, if you are in a new place and there's, you're staying, downtown somewhere, walking instead of, grabbing an Uber or, renting a car. If you're in a spot where you can do a lot of walking, do that. We did that when we were in St. Petersburg, and when we were in Miami 2 years ago. We explored the city on foot, and it was so much fun because, you just kind of, you people watch, and I don't know, you're able to take it in more. So just kind of something to think about there before you leave. So, prepping and planning, but then the day of your trip, before you either hop on the plane or hop in the car, fuel your body. So having that pre-travel meal, because it never fails. You get in the car and I get the munchies, and then you're like, oh crud, then you go to the gas station, and it's like, in the past, it's like, let's get some, chips or, a candy bar or whatever. But, having a meal before you leave, because then at least your belly's full. And then again, water, bring your water with you. At least, I mean, we have 2 kids. So especially my in-laws are 4 hours away. So we'll always leave after we eat. So if we're having, depending on when we're going to leave, we'll eat breakfast and then we'll head out on our drive, just so that the kids had something to eat. And then if we have to stop somewhere, then it's, we usually have snacks, because you don't want hangry kids. So, just something to think about there. I did find something that I'll share with you guys. I'll probably post it in the Cord Crew, and then maybe like a link. I found it on Pinterest. It was kind of just like a good travel like image thing, as far as different, ways of travel. But I just wanted to share a couple more things as far as good protein sources, carbs, and fats. So when you are traveling, as far as protein goes, better protein options, things to choose more of: Greek yogurt, hard-boiled eggs. I'm going to butcher this one, edamame. I don't know. It tastes good. I had it on the Ultimate Reset. I've never had it before, but if you like that and that's your jam, pack it. Your Shakeology packets, beach bars, some good sources of protein. I mean, reach for these because they are good sources, but you don't want to make it the bulk of your protein sources. Cheese, kind of a lot of bars, or pre-made protein drinks, that you get from the gas station or the store, like the Premier Protein. Some of those, if that's, your thing, or like the flavored yogurt. And then fun for protein sources, but not something that you want to make up the bulk of your trip: hot dogs, fried chicken, like the Slim Jim sticks. Those aren't, they're sources of protein, but probably not the better sources. As far as carbohydrates, really good, things to kind of grab, especially if you're really hungry: fruit, fruit salads, dried unsweetened fruit. So, like craisins or raisins, dried banana chips, again, unsweetened. Reach for anything whole grain. So, if you have the option of like a whole grain bun or something like that, reach for those. Carb sources, some of these options are good to have, to snack on: pretzels. Pretzels are going to be better than, Lay's potato chips. Crackers, bars, less. So some carb sources that are fun but don't make up the bulk would be like your chips, your candy bars, donuts, candy. They are fun, but, less is better. Still treat yourself, but don't, make that the bulk of your carb source. And then healthy fats, hummus nuts, nut butters, peanuts, sunflower seeds, guacamole, all good sources of fat. Again, the fat is going to digest slowly. It's going to leave you feeling full longer. So, and those are easy to pack, the nuts and the seeds. Some good sources of fats: trail mix, the flavored nuts, dark chocolate, other good sources. Less, fats that are okay, but you don't, again, these are ones that you don't want to make up the bulk of your fat sources, would be like the chips, the candy bars, the donuts. When you're going on a plane, as far as your carry-on, some ideas that will go through like security, where they're not going to make you take it out of your bag and throw it away, like sandwiches, fruit, so like apples, oranges, firm cheese, meat, nuts, beach bars, Shakeology packets. I did that when we went to Florida. I packed like that my backpack was tight, full of beach bars, my Shakeology packets, just so I was prepared. If you're staying at a hotel, some things to look for would be like a kitchenette option. So like when we went to St. Petersburg, we were in a hotel with a kitchenette, so we were able to do some cooking and preparing of meals at home. Again, hitting up a grocery store so that you can, buy the pre-chopped veggies or the fruit once you're there, if you're going to be staying somewhere longer. And then if it's, let's say it's just a mini weekend away, it's, baseball tournament, soccer tournament, you're, staying somewhere, stock up that mini fridge, so that, stock it with the baby carrots or, some flavored water, bottled water, whatever you want to keep cold, so that when you are in the hotel room, you have some healthier options or options on the go. I think I'm almost done, guys. When you're at a restaurant or a conference, pick the best option, especially, sometimes it's out of your control, especially if you are at a conference, and it seems like they always have I don't know who plans these, but they always have these box lunches, and they don't think of everybody. It's always like meat. And I don't know, after that Ultimate Reset, Like I've been trying to limit the meat. I mean, I still like it, but it's always like some type of heavy pasta, like, you know, like a creamy macaroni pasta salad, a big old, you know, sandwich, and then you got your chips, and then you're right, a dessert, you know, and they're really good, you know, but like a big old chocolate chip cookie or a brownie. But, you know, if you do have options when you're at these conferences or restaurants, try to pick the best, or, you know, half. Do you need the whole sandwich at the conference or whatever? No, just again, split it, or just eat half of it. At restaurants, get creative. So, you know, doubling up the protein, asking for more garnishes. So, you know, like if you, sometimes when you go to a restaurant and they have like the lettuce, tomato, and onion on the side, ask for more of that. I never thought of that. I thought that was a really great idea. And then like look for restaurants where you can build your own meal. So like, I don't know if you guys have these out by you, like Chipotle or Qdoba, Kuhat, like something where you can kind of build that stuff. Those are, you know, when you're traveling, look for something like that, because then you're in, again, more control of what you're putting together. This was kind of cool. And I mean, something that we can even do when we're at home, making a friendly fast food meal. So like, let's say you go to, our McDonald's got rid of grilled chicken. I mean, not like we go to McDonald's a ton, but they got rid of grilled chicken after COVID. But I don't know, anywhere, let's say you're somewhere where you can get a chicken sandwich, get the chicken sandwich, get rid of the bun, and then get a, you know, a salad. So then you put the chicken on the bun, then you can add some fruit, you know, like chop up an apple. And this is if they don't have like, you know, like a nice big old salad option. And then you made your own loaded salad. You know, you add the chicken, the salad, you add the fruit, and then you got like a nice flavorful salad. And again, you are traveling, so have fun. Again, it's about, you know, just making better choices. Don't beat yourself up if you're not perfect. And no matter what happens, guys, when you're traveling, you're going to come back home and you're going to resume your normal routine. I mean, we've been at this, you know, some of us are just starting out, and some of us this, you know, for months, you know, a few years. We have the tools and we have each other, so that when you get back home, it's like you're ready to regain those healthy habits. You're ready to get your workout in, you're ready to get your water in, you're ready to make that salad, to make, you know, that healthier fixate or to be mindset meal. So that's all I have. I didn't really check the chat, but if anybody has any questions, or if you guys want me to look at the chat, I can do so. I'm super nervous. So yeah, I hope this helped.
I think you did awesome. You didn't seem nervous at all.
Great.
So.
Thank you.
I love those tips. What Casey had written too before she left is that I think that's awesome. Like you said, like pick your meal. You know what I mean? Like, cause I think so many people get so torn, like, oh my God, I'm gonna feel so guilty. Like I've been doing so good and now I have to go on vacation and everything's gonna be, and it's like, no, like if you go into that deprivation mindset, then it's not going to be fun and you are going to torture yourself and it's going to be crazy. And that's, I think a lot of people start there, myself included, you know what I mean? Like, oh my God, vacation. Oh my God, what am I going to do? I have to be perfect. I have to keep on track. But I love now, because I do that now as well. Pick your meal. Like you don't have to pick every meal. Don't be a savage and all of a sudden be like, okay, I'm going to have 7,000 French toast sticks because there's a buffet, and then I'm going to have McDonald's or whatever, burger with whatever, and then also going to have the dinner and the ice cream and all that kind of stuff, because then you're just going to feel sick. But if you pick one, it's actually more exciting. Because I don't know about you guys, but like if I'm eating bad all the time, it's not even, it's more like now it's like you're just in that like
salad.
Yeah, exactly. Like you almost want good stuff, you know what I mean? It's like, but if you're always eating good and then you have that one treat meal, it's, you look forward to it and it means even more, you know what I mean? And it's more exciting and you're like, oh yeah, earn this. And you can walk away guilt-free. So I think personally, I think that was great. I think that was awesome.
Yeah, I always find it's easier to control like your breakfast and your lunch, if you will. Carrie, you kind of pointed that out, and have your treat or whatever at dinner, do a little bit more of a splurge, because you can do it in your room, like you said, or you brought your overnight oats. Like it's an easier thing, you know, to just keep those on track a little bit more.
Yeah, I agree with that too. And dinner, like is more social. You know what I mean? So a lot of times, like dinner, you're meeting friends, or you're bringing your whole family, or you're going out. You know what I mean? But like for breakfast and stuff, exactly. Like
Mhm.
you don't have to have, the junk just because that's what it is. You know what I mean? Unless you really want it, unless that's the meal. There might be some people like, what do you mean? Breakfast is my meal. Like, and then that's cool. Make that your special, your special treat if you go to this one breakfast place and that's your thing. You know what I mean? Then cool. It's just a little bit harder to keep on track. That's how I am. It's like one
Yep.
thing, I'm like, I'm in. Like, all right, I had the donut. I'm going to also have all the other things, So I personally love that idea of the nighttime thing, or even if it's ice cream. Like a lot of people love ice cream on vacation. You know what I mean? So you have the big sundae, and that's okay. That's totally fine. You're going to feel fine. What you're not going to feel fine is if you have that every meal for the whole week.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like then it's going to get bad. So I think that was awesome. I think you did great. Pretty sure we all appreciate all those amazing tips. I think that was incredible.
Thank you.
Thank you.
At graphic. It was nice. And I mean, it's something that if you are on Pinterest and you pin it, and then the next time, most of us are going to Florida in a couple weeks, something to check out if, you didn't write any of these down. And it's just, I don't know. Yeah. And it's about balance, like with anything in life. It's about maintaining those healthy habits, but then having fun and not beating yourself up. Cause I've done that too many times in the past, or just went, like I said, balls to the walls, and just you're left like going home feeling guilty and just beating yourself up. And it's, I don't know, I'm at a point in my life where it's like, it's not worth it anymore. I still want to have fun, but I want to somewhat stay on track so that I'm not having to.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think we're all at that point now too. But also at the same time, we've been restricted for a year, so we also don't want to feel on 100% restriction mode where everything is hands off. You know what I mean? So I think that you nailed it. So do you guys want to do a quick picture? Anybody that doesn't have their camera on? That is. All right. I so want to see who good is so bad. Good. Reveal yourself. Nope, not happening. Okay. Well, I guess we'll never know. But I love it. Whoever you are, I think it's great. Should we do a boomerang or a picture? Carrie, you pick because it's your day.
I can't. I'm bad at boomerangs. I never know what to do.
All right, I'll do a picture just for you. All right, I'm gonna do a screenshot. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Nailed it. All right, thank you so much, guys. Have an awesome day. Have an awesome weekend. Thank you, Carrie. That was incredibly awesome.
Thank you. See you girls later. Bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye.